my name is Romy Singh, and in this video I am going to talk about the bitter truth of working as a freelancer. Freelancing can be an enticing option for many people. Why? Because they have only seen one side of the coin. No one talks about the other side of the coin. You must have seen screenshots like this. Who wouldn't get attracted by earning screenshots like this? All these bright indications makes freelancing a very enticing career option because they have seen only the bright side of the coin. They have seen the lucrative. They have heard the stories of going from rags to riches. No one talks about the darker sides of freelancing. No one talks about what goes behind the desk. Everyone talks about the checks, the PayPal, big client that they landed on. No one talks about the things that they should share with the new freelancers that they need to prepare themselves for. In this video, I'm going to talk about what goes behind the desk of a freelancer. How a freelancer goes from making a $0 to a 6-figure or 7-figure every month. You will learn the risks, the challenges, the insecurities, the struggle, the obstacles, everything in this video. So let's get started. The first point is the painted picture of a freelancer. We all have this pre-fitted picture in our head that's painted by all this big freelancer, that a freelance person is a person who can work whenever he wants, however he wants. There's no one to boss him around. He's his own boss. He controls his own time, and every month he makes thousands of dollars. If someone says word freelancer, that's the picture that you picture that person, right? Because that's how people perceive freelancers. But did you ever thought how this picture got painted in our head? How did we came to understand that that's the definition of freelancer? How? If you would give it a thought, or if you would just sit down for a minute and think about it, you will notice that all this thought had been planted in our head by those freelancers who are sitting at the top. The freelancers who are making thousands of dollars every month. They are the one who made freelancing look a really lucrative opportunity, or something that anyone can come and do. They are not wrong, but remember that the hard work and the effort and the everything, they don't tell you that. They don't tell you the back side, the back end of the freelancing. They just make the freelancing look like a really amazing thing, and that's how the picture of a freelancer got painted in our head. And by the way, to reach at the top floor where they are sitting, there's no lift. There's no shortcut. You have to take the stairs and you have to walk till the top floor. You can imagine yourself how tiring and how much effort you need to put to reach at the top floor. It's not easy. There's no freelancer who starts racking money in the first month, start making thousands of dollars the moment he starts his freelancing career. There's no one. You have to crawl through it. You have to earn it. So let's talk about the second aspect of freelancing, the challenges and the risks. The first risk is the social isolation. When you work a 9-to-5 job, you have a social circle, you have friends, you have colleagues, you have a boss, you have a little bit of social life. But as a freelancer, you are totally isolated. Why? Because you have you might think that you control your time, but no. It's your work that controls you if you're not smart enough about it. The second risk and the second challenge would be the long working hours. In a 9-to-5 job, you know that you have to work 9 hour, 10 hour, or whatever hour your job requires you to work. There's a fixed frame of time. But in freelancing, your hours are not decided. They are never fixed. Someday you work for 16 hours, someday you go straight up for 18 hours. I have done that. I have literally finished one whole project in just 24 hours. There are days where you have to literally ride on the clock. Don't imagine or don't get swayed by the words that you see floating on the internet or especially on the Instagram, that freelancers control their time. They are the boss of their own time. It's totally rubbish. You control your time. That is right to a certain extent, but you only learn to do that once you become an experienced freelancer. You can't do that in the starting. And the third risk or the challenge a freelancer have, there's no structure to their job. There's no planning, or they don't have a framework to work. They get different type of clients and they have to work according to their requirements, according to their needs. They have to adjust themselves, adjust their thought process. While in a 9-to-5 job, you don't have to do all this. You get a fixed position, you get a fixed task and similar tasks to that, and you just continue doing that. Yeah, it becomes boring, but you don't have to risk You don't have risk of learning something new or try experimenting with something new. The fourth risk, and I would not say risk, the fourth challenge is finding clients every month or sometime even every 15 days. Finding clients is not easy. Don't get trapped in those Instagram ads and Facebook ads where they tell you like get a client in 10 days or 20 days. All their methods works, but to back those methods, you need social credibility, you need trust, and you need, most importantly, you need experience. That doesn't come instantly. You have to build on that. Even if you are an experienced client, the competition is so tough, so cutthroat competition is in freelancing that you have to literally run behind clients. There are ways that can suit the process of getting clients, but you have to reach to that stage. You have to literally earn that title. Now the fifth challenge is negotiation. When you work for a 9 to 5 job, you don't have to negotiate on anything other than your salary raise. I don't think so you end up negotiating on anything else. But in a freelancing, every client, every project you take, you have to negotiate your price. You can't end up with the short end of the stick always. So you need to learn the talent of negotiation. You need to make sure that you get the best part of the deal. Now the sixth challenge is you will end up working for low paying clients. There's no escape to this. Every freelancer has crawled through this. You will end up gaining experience from how to work from this low paying clients, how to deal with them, but you can't escape from them in early stages of your freelancing career. And remember that low paying clients are always stressful. The seventh challenge is, this one I find it very tough, is you are responsible for everything. Whether it's a mistake, whether it's a win, whether it's dealing with the client, whether it's managing your deadlines, whether it's assigning priorities to your task, whether it's getting your payment from the clients, whether it's creating invoice, whether it's managing your client relationship. Every single thing is being managed by you and only you. You can hire people later on when you start making good money as a freelancer, but in the starting stage as well as in the middle stage of your freelancing career, you are the one who's doing everything. By the end of the day, when clock hits evening time, you're dead tired, you're exhausted to do pretty much anything. So it's the biggest challenge which I believe freelancers face. They have to manage everything. The challenge number 8 is staying productive, motivated and inspired always. When a single person deals with different type of clients, and he has to adjust according to that, and that's tiring. Changing yourself to meet other clients' need or thought process to make sure that other clients are happy is kind of tiring. That it's become a burden on you, and that's exhausting. So lots of freelancers find it very hard to manage their time, manage their relationship, and set right priorities to their tasks so that they can be more productive, achieve more and complete their projects within the given deadlines. Let's talk about another topic which no one talks about, is the financial insecurity. When you work in a 9 to 5 job, you are pretty much secured. You will get your salary at the end of the month. Whether you work, whether you don't work, whether you work for any hours, but your decided amount will be credited in your account without any condition or anything. But as a freelancer, that's not a certainty. You get paid only when you have client, only when you have work. If you don't have work, you don't have clients, then your bill goes unpaid. It's so uncertain that you might make 6-figure income this month, next figure you might not make anything. So you have to balance it smartly. Don't bite on the hoax or the courses or the programs that is being sold on social media that you can become a 6-figure freelancer in just few months. It's possible. There's no shortcut to it. What they claim is true, but only for specific people. So if you are not ready to give your best, you want to start slow and steady and build your basis, then you need time and you need to start slow. As a freelancer, your income is directly proportional to the number of clients you have and the number of services you provide. You can some month make a good amount of money and some month you cannot make anything. And remember this route to freelancing is similar to everyone. It's designed in a way that pretty much every freelancer goes through same insecurities, same struggle and same obstacles also. So no one gets a special treatment here. The special treatment and the luck goes to the one who's working hard as well as working smart. Now let's talk about another side, which is the art of pricing yourself. This is a really tough challenge for every freelancer. I have been literally bitten by this myself in the beginning days of my freelancing career. No one is good enough in their starting days to price themselves right. They don't have proper method, they don't have proper knowledge to price their services right. Their price keeps on varying from client to client or depending on how they interact with the client. That's not right actually. In some cases you might make a bit more money, but in the most cases if you follow that method, you will lose a lot of money. So you need to learn the art of pricing yourself, and that's only possible if you have some experience. Your pricing needs to be convincing, equivalent to the value that you provide, as well as it shouldn't bite too hard to the client. You can't just blatantly say that you will gonna charge $5,000 for a sales funnel when you don't have the strategy to back that $5,000. If you are pricing yourself as a $5,000, you need to have a strategy. You need to have the ingredients. You need to have, a proper method that you're gonna tell the client why you are charging a $5, why your time or the value that you're providing is equivalent to the $5,000. You can't just blatantly say that you're gonna charge $5,000. Now let's talk about another challenge, the competition. How are you planning to stand out in this competition? As I told you earlier in this video that freelancing is a very competitive field. It's not like how it was 6 or 7 years ago. Let's say if you're a sales funnel designer, there are already thousands of sales funnel designers. Forget about the quality here for a part. They're already designing sales funnel which is crappy, which is okay, mediocre or good also. But there is a competition, and how you're gonna win the client in all this competition? You need to have a strategy. You need to work on your marketing. You need to work on your own self-promotion, build your portfolio, build the credibility to back up your pricings. You need to do all of this so you can stand out in the competition, so that you don't lose the race, you don't lose the clients. You want to have a clients on a consistent basis, so you need to stand out in the competition. You need to figure out what makes you different from all those thousands freelancers who are in your same niche, who provides same services as you. You need to figure out the unique side of your freelancing. What makes you different? There's no simple answer to this. There's no fixed formula that makes you or that guarantees you that you will beat the competition. But there is something which I can tell you which is bound to work if you are ready to put in effort and if you are ready to work on it a consistent basis. I have used this myself, and that's how I've been sitting here talking to you about freelancing. That's how I have become a 6-figure freelancer. I have followed the same method. So if you are ready to follow the same method and if you are ready to put in effort, I can guarantee you that you will stand out in your competitions. Follow the 4C method. Build as much as connections with your past client and the client you will be working and the people who are in your same niche. Focus on building connection. No matter how you build this connection, it could be giving away something for free, it could be doing something small things for free, it could be offering your valuable advices, sharing your content on Instagram. It could be anything, but focus on building your connections. Second is get your communication right. Remember that freelancing is all about communication. It's about how well you are at talking, replying to mails, chatting, and as well as giving presentations. So if you are not good at communication, then work on it, because that's gonna help you a lot. If you build a good relationship with a client based on your communication skill, based on how you deal with the client, it's way easier to charge that client and get more referral and recommendation work than it is to find a new client. And that only happens when your communication is good. So focus on building your communication, becoming a strong and influential communicator. The third is consistency. Freelancing is filled with uncertainty. Some month you will make good amount of money, some month you might not make any money. But that doesn't mean that you quit and you just start something else. And then later on when you see another freelancer making thousands of dollars, you jump back into the field. That doesn't how it works. You have to stick to it. You have to literally, grind your teeth till you come out of the, the initial phase of freelancing. And believe me, when you come out, you will make 6 figures or 7 figures or even 8 figures, depending on how well you have built your basis. And the fourth is producing good content. You can't ignore marketing your self-marketing your portfolio. And the best way to market yourself is the content that you create. Create a simple Instagram profile where you share lots of valuable content. Build a small community of 20 to 30,000 people who are closely related to what you do. Forget about the follower counts. Forget about all those Instagram jargons. Your goal should be only this: sharing valuable content and engaging with the right people to build your community. It doesn't matter how big your community or how small your community is. What matters is how tightly you all are connected in that community is. And that's where your most of the work will come from. It could be anything. It could be even a Facebook group, or it could be a Slack channel. It could be anything where you can share your content and build your reputation, your credibility and your authority. So focus on content. So this method, I like to call this method 4C. So what are those 4C? Connection, communication, consistency, and the content. Remember, the competition in freelancing is fierce. You need to be more fierce. You need to literally put your pedal on the best possible gear. Is freelancing the right choice for you? I might have scared the hell out of you by revealing the other side of the freelancing coin. But hey, I'm doing freelancing myself and I'm doing it from last 10 plus years. I've been handling everything pretty well. So how did I survive all that which I just discussed in this video? Quite simple. I didn't give up and I stayed consistent on the method I shared with you earlier. As I said, if you're ready to put in the work, if you're confident about tackling all the challenges and dealing with all the obstacles that comes in your way as a freelancer, then here's my invitation. You can start working as a freelancer right now. You don't need to be an expert at anything, or you don't need that have an authority, or you don't need to build all those portfolios and all those things. No, you just need to start right now. And that's how you become a big freelancer, by starting right now. You built all this with time, with effort. So start right now. All the best from me. Please subscribe to this channel and hit the bell button to get notification for my future videos. And if you have any question related to freelancing, digital marketing, please feel free to comment below this video and I'll be more than happy to answer. Thank you. Take care.